1. Mrs. Johnson, English teacher, mid-40s for blonde hair, glasses 2. Mr. Smith, math teacher, tall and thin, balding, always wears a suit 3. Mrs. Brown, science teacher, young and energetic, curly red hair 4. Mr. Davis, history teacher, older man with a beard, always wears a bow tie 5. Miss White, art teacher, hipster style, tattoos and piercing 6. Mr. Thompson, physical education teacher, muscular and always in gym clothes 7. Mrs. Garcia, Spanish teacher, Latina woman with long dark hair 8. Mr. Lee minus. Music teacher, Asian man with a love for bow ties 9. Miss Roberts, drama teacher, young and bubbly, always wearing bright colors 10. Mrs. Patel, math teacher, Indian woman with a warm smile 11. Mr. Wynn, science teacher, Vietnamese man with a calm demeanor 12. Miss Taylor, English teacher, African American woman with a passion for literature 13. Mr. Jackson, history teacher, African American man with a booming voice 14. Mrs. Kim, art teacher, Korean woman with a quiet and artistic presence 15. Mr. Rodriguez minus. Physical education teacher, Hispanic man with a love for sports. As the school year began at Willow Creek Middle School, the students were introduced to their new teachers. Each teacher had their own unique style and personality, but they all shared a passion for education. In Mrs. Johnson's English class, the students were engrossed in discussions about classic literature. Today, we will be analyzing the themes in To Kill a Mockingbird, she announced, her glasses perched on the tip of her nose. In Mr. Smith's math class, the students were challenged with complex equations. All right, class, who can solve this algebraic equation? He asked, pointing to the whiteboard. In Mrs. Brown's science class, the students were conducting experiments in the lab. Remember to wear your safety goggles. We don't want any accidents, she reminded them, her red curls bouncing as she moved around the room. In Mr. Davis's history class, the students were learning about ancient civilizations. Today, we will be studying the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, he said, stroking his beard thoughtfully. In Miss White's art class, the students were creating masterpieces with paint and clay. Let your creativity flow. There are no wrong answers in art, she encouraged them, her tattoos peeking out from under her sleeves. In Mr. Thompson's physical education class, the students were running laps and playing sports. Come on, push yourselves, you can do it. He cheered, his muscles bulging as he demonstrated proper form. In Mrs. Garcia's Spanish class, the students were practicing their vocabulary and grammar. Muy bien. Keep up the good work, you are all making great progress, she praised them, her dark hair shining in the sunlight. In Mr. Lee's music class, the students were learning to play instruments and read sheet music. Remember, music is a universal language that can bring people together, he reminded them, his bow tie perfectly straight. In Miss Roberts's drama class, the students were rehearsing for the school play. Let's run through that scene one more time. I want to see more emotion, she instructed them, her bright smile lighting up the room. In Mrs. Patel's math class, the students were working on problem-solving skills. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I am here to support you every step of the way, she reassured them, her warm smile putting them at ease. In Mr. and Diane's science class, the students were conducting experiments and making observations. Science is all about curiosity and discovery, so don't be afraid to ask questions, he encouraged them, his calm presence soothing their nerves. In Miss Taylor's English class, the students were analyzing poetry and writing essays. Words have the power to change the world, so choose them wisely, she reminded them, her passion for literature evident in every word. In Mr. Jackson's history class, the students were debating important historical events. History is not just about memorizing dates. It's about understanding the impact of the past on the present, he explained, his booming voice commanding their attention. In Mrs. Kim's art class, the students were exploring different mediums and techniques. Art is a form of self-expression, so don't be afraid to let your true color shine, she encouraged them, her quiet presence inspiring creativity. In Mr. Rodriguez's physical education class, the students were learning the importance of teamwork and sportsmanship. In sports and in life, it's not about winning or losing. It's about giving your best effort, he reminded them, his love for sports evident in every game they played. As the school year progressed, the students at Willow Creek Middle School grew not only academically, but also personally, thanks to the guidance and support of their dedicated teachers. Each teacher played a vital role in shaping the minds and hearts of the next generation, leaving a lasting impact that would be remembered for years to come.